It's Kershaw Day, baby. And that's a real motherfucking video of me recording that bastard warm up, guys. At the end of the day, I used to be a Dodgers season ticket holder, and Kershaw Day in this house would be a day my kids didn't go to fucking school, and we would go watch the greatest pitcher of all time pitch, warm up, watch how he got ready, so that way you can imitate the best to ever fucking do it. Speaking of the best to ever do it, you're looking at the guy right fucking here. Sharpie's fucking bets, guys. And this show is sponsored by Prize Picks, like it is always, guys. And tomorrow will be the 100th fucking day of this show. I gotta find something to do on the 100th fucking day, guys. We've been fucking humming. No sleep for the wicked. And shout out to all who have used our promo code Pub Sports. And if you haven't, go on over to Prize Picks. Use that promo code Pub Sports. Why? Your first promo code up to $100. They're gonna match deposit it, guys. So at the end of the day, it doesn't just fucking match deposit it. It helps us like 1,000,000 fucking likes, guys. Not just 1,000. It was 1,000 likes yesterday. It's more like 1,000,000 at the end of the fucking day, guys. One time using our promo code helps us at the end of the fucking day. Is what it is. So shout out to the fucking chat. Appreciate you all for already coming. Hit the share, hit the retweet, and let's get to the motherfucking monies. Woo! Ric Flair, woo, baby. So, normally talk about 4 games up on this show if you don't already know. Today we're going to break down 3. Did a bunch on 3, and then I'm going to talk about 2 pitchers in the middle of it. I do want to talk about Alek Manoah and Nathan Eovaldi in the middle of these 3 games. So, definitely have to talk. So, this is a show about baseball, so let's get to fucking talking. And Phillies and Marlins is the first game on the board. Kyle Gibson versus Sandy Alcantara. Kyle Gibson is 4-3 with a 4.53 ERA in 17 games. He does have a home 4.01 and a road 5.22. He has been up and down this year, but has 5 quality starts in his last 8 games. That's pretty good over the last 2 fucking months. Played the Marlins 2 times this year. April 14th, got fucking cracked. 4.2 innings, 5 hits, 4 earned runs with 6 strikeouts in Miami. Then he played them in Philadelphia June 15th. 8 innings, 7 hits, 1 earned run with 6 Ks. And then one time last year in Miami, 5.1 innings, 8 hits, 8 earned runs with 4 Ks. So in the broad perspective of this, he has a worse ERA on the road, and he's better at home. He's pitched well versus them at home this year. He got cracked versus them this year and last year on the road. So it's an easy fade, Gibson, right? To me, not so fucking much. When I run up their June 15th numbers, they were fucking hitting the ball. Now I put them up against their numbers over the last 15 days now, and this looks like a favorable spot to Gibson for me. They are walking and striking out dead the fucking same. 7.3 with a 21.5 K percentage. And then this is where they fall off the fucking roof. We're at a 266 average. They're now at a 214. And they were at a 784 OPS. And now at a 614 OPS. Bottom fucking 5, guys. They're not seeing the ball. ISO goes from 195 to a 122. So everything tells me Gibson should fucking deal here. When I go into his math, this guy struggles versus lefties. He only puts away 5.5 lefties per 9 innings, and he strikeouts about a righty per inning, so a 9 per 9 versus righties. So we want righties if you're looking at a K prop. He averages about the same 7.5 strikeouts per 9 on the home and road. Well, when we go look at their projected lineup today, they are looking to run 7 righties and 2 lefties. So if you are looking at a Kyle Gibson K prop today, the numbers all tell me he's going to get it at 5+ minus 134, 4.5 on Prize Picks, and his fantasy scores at 28.5. I expect this guy to be out there 7+ innings, and he's going to need that 7 innings probably for the 5+ strikeouts. That's probably why I will not be on it. So, sorry, guys. Sorry, my cat was raping my other cat right now, guys. So, I would say the dogs are barking, but it's more like the cats are fucking. So, no bueno, no bueno. So, let's talk about it, though. His K prop 5+ minus 134, and I don't like the run Gibson because he is a ground ball pitcher. He is not looking for the strikeout. He is looking for a ground ball. Yes, he should hit his K-prop by being out there for as long as I project him, but that's not the way I run K-prop. So don't hate anybody looking at him personally. I'd be looking more at his fantasy score over 28.5. So on the other hand, we have probably my new favorite pitcher in baseball. Shout out to Noli Knows. If you don't know, I used to preach to him that Lopez was the better pitcher on this team. Well, I had to shut the fuck up about 4 weeks ago about that. And every fucking week on since just proves the case that Sandy Alcantara is the best pitcher in the American League, if not all of baseball. Iron Man and fucking self has gone 12 straight games going 7+ innings or more. He has a 1.73 ERA with a 9-3 record. Fuck a record, guys. At the end of the day, his team don't hit or else he'd be 16-0. So it is what it is. This is the elite pitcher in baseball. He played this team 2 times this year. April 14th in Miami, 6.1 innings, 7 hits, 2 earned runs with 5 Ks. Played them again on June 13th in Philadelphia, 7.2 innings, 6 hits, 2 earned runs with 5 Ks. 4 games last year with mixed results, a back-to-back going 6 to 8 innings in those back-to-backs, only giving up 2 earned runs combined with 9 strikeouts in the first game and 4 in the second. Of course, the strikeouts go down in the second game, even if it's not a back-to-back. If it's in within the 2-week period, like I was saying with Valdez last night, that was a key factor of me staying off Valdez. Now, was I right last night on the plays I played? No, I went 1 and 2, but I was definitely right on Carrasco and Castillo when I said Castillo needs 6 innings to get that 7 strikeouts. He got 7 strikeouts in 6 innings. He did add in more later on. And I also said that fucking Carrasco would need 6 innings to hit that. He had the strikeouts in the 5th inning, but he ended with the same amount of fucking strikeouts in 6 innings. So just projecting the people to go a certain way can get you to that number, guys. And that's part of the breakdown. It's not just fucking strikeout numbers. It's not just walk percentage. It's doing a little more than looking at the numbers. So can you project a guy to be out there that long? And will the strikeouts be there? What's his averages? What's he going to do? I said yesterday on a tweet to somebody or something that I need Valdez to, or I said it on the show, I need Valdez to go 7 innings to get these 7 strikeouts. And I don't see him going 7. He got 6 through fucking 6. It's crazy how the numbers are part of it, but yet taking in other parts is a whole different part of this game, guys. So that's why it's hard to answer when people do ask me questions like, oh, what's the stat you look at? Like, dude, numbers are very just a part of it, guys. Like, I use different types of numbers, and then it's the feel, and then it's knowing certain things. I've checked off mental boxes, losing fucking money, learning from losing fucking money. That's a big key too, guys. So it's all about learning in this game if you're going to pass. And we'll talk about a few things about learning, and I'll take a learning experience over losing money or winning money any fucking time. I just don't want to lose at the end of the fucking day. So let's talk about the numbers June 13th that these Phillies had compared to the numbers now. And this is another Alcantara fucking spot to me. They were walking 8.3%. Now they're only walking 6%. They're striking out. We're only striking out 20%. They're now at 23.5. Their average was at a 262. Has dropped to a 236. 821 OPS to a 711. 234 ISO to a 193. So their OPS and ISO is still good, but they have also came down too. So this team isn't hitting the way they were a month ago when they seen him, and he went 7 innings with 5 strikeouts. They have his K-prop at 7+ plus 102, 6.5 on Prize Picks, and his fantasy scores at 39.5. Well, let me tell you one fucking thing about Sandy Alcantara if you don't already know. You're not going 7+ fucking innings striking everybody out. This guy is looking for a ground ball. He is not going to walk you, and he will strike you out in the zone. Like, big thing. So you need to look at teams' whiffs percentage, not chase percentage, versus a guy like Sandy Alcantara. So when I look at the numbers and I go through the projected lineups with him, Sandy Alcantara struggles versus lefties, and most righties do. He only strikes out 7 lefties per 9, and he's striking about, like I said, 1 per inning on a righty, so 9 per 9 on a righty. When we go home per road, it's pretty much the same. He's averaging 7.65 strikeouts per 9. Well, we know the guy's going 7 fucking innings, 7+ fucking innings, but he's not to me, by the numbers, getting 7 strikeouts in 7 innings. That's where we need the lineups. And then when I go look at the lineups, they're projecting 4 left-handed bats and 5 right-handed. Now you're really needing them to go 8+ innings. And to me, there's just too much going on in there to where I've got to stay off Sandy Alcantara on his K-prop. If you want him, it's his fantasy score, 39.5. This guy is a walking quality start. And both these bullpens, surprisingly, over the last 30 days are both top 10. No run first inning is at an absurd -170. And the Phillies pin is second over the last 30 days. My fucking guy, Tone, bet you didn't know that. I didn't know that. Holy fuck. This Philadelphia bullpen that everybody knows to just puke up any type of lead they can get ain't been doing that lately, guys. So the last 30 days, they have a 2.45 collective ERA. And the Marlins pin is 10th with a 3.23 ERA, and I wouldn't expect to see much of the Marlins pins today. You don't see much pin when you get a Sandy Alcantara day, guys. And it kind of lines up perfectly for him to have a B start today and then go start the All-Star game on Tuesday. So this lines up well for a All-Star start for the best pitcher in baseball. Then we're going to talk about some of these hitting props, guys. There is some numbers that we have to bring up. Joey Wendle versus Gibson, 17 plate appearances. We like anything over 15 plate appearances. Then you're talking about now you're seeing a guy not just on a bad game or 2 bad games. You've actually got a fucking transcript, a blueprint, a story. Call it whatever you want. That's the best part of fucking baseball, guys, is they've got years and years and years of seeing the same fucking teams, seeing the same fucking players. That the numbers don't fucking lie. But they are like lawyers. They just don't necessarily tell the truth, and that's for us to figure out the difference, guys. So Joey Wendle in 17 plate appearances, 0 walks. 0 walks is one of my favorite fucking things to look for in a hitting prop. You're swinging the fucking bat. You're not looking to fucking walk. Only 4 strikeouts with 6 hits, and 4 of those hits being for extra bases. 3 dubskis and a triple. There is value on the 2+ plus 120. It should be -120 in my opinion, guys. At the end of the day, he's hitting him at a good average, and when he does hit him, it's for extra bases. So, yeah, definitely would be looking at him, but I'm going to stay off because it's not just about the starting pitching. It's also about the bullpen taking in this, and I just told you, these Phillies pin is second, guys, at the end of the day. Kyle Gibson will give up hits, but he is also good for a good double play, guys. So if you are looking at hitting props, this is the way I'd be looking, is the Miami side. Jesus Sanchez versus Gibson, only 9 plate appearances with 1 walk. He has 5 hits, 2 extra base hits, a home run, and a triple. He does swing for the fences. So if you are looking for somebody like that, that's another guy who has seen him at least 9 times. On the other side, small sample size for Miguel Rojas, only 8 plate appearances, 1 walk, 4 hits with 1 extra base hit, and being a home run. He is top 10 in the MLB in hitting with runners in scoring position. Joey Wendle will be hitting ahead of him, and if Joey Wendle gets on with that double, guys, that might be with like a 2-pick parlay. If they're going to run Joey Wendle over 1.5, I would strap it to Miguel Rojas's hits, runs, RBIs, 2+, and that's at +138. That's some absurd money for a guy who's pretty fucking good at hitting with runners in scoring position. So those were the bats I had to talk about. And before we get into this next game, shout out to the 40 Live. Smash the fucking like. We need 22 before we talk about 22. So let's get to it and talk about Alek Manoah and Nathan Eovaldi right quick. I didn't do breakdowns on the bats or the other sides of the pitchers, guys, because really I didn't even want to fucking look at the other sides. And then at the end of the day, it's a prop show. And I'm really good at betting pitching props. So I'm going to give you some fucking golden nuggets right now. Alek Manoah versus lefties, he only strikes out 6.5 per 9. Versus righties, it's 10 Ks per 9. Home road, pretty much the same, about 8 to an 8.3 K per 9. So at the end of the day, the guy fucking struggles putting away left-handed bats. He is a power righty pitcher with a wipeout slider. That doesn't play to a left-handed bat when that breaks into him. So he doesn't have a type of pitch. He needs to work on a changeup with the type of fade away from the lefty, like the same wick cut that it's got the motherfucking to the righty. So until Alek Manoah can do that, he is lineup proof. Not lineup proof. You have to see fucking lineups before you run an Alek Manoah, guys. At the end of the day, last week I talked about it. He was going to have to go 7 to 9 fucking innings because how bad the bullpen's been and how bad that Seattle was to get his K-prop. And that's exactly what the fuck happened, guys. So this is another situation where I normally don't look to run people at all versus the Royals. The Royals are one of the better teams at making contact. And this ain't the same fucking Royal team. There's a bunch of dudes missing from COVID. I'm sure you guys already fucking know that. And there's 4 guys that just don't belong in the big leagues that haven't seen any big league action or were only called up for like a week or something this year. So at the end of the day, this ain't the same fucking team. When they project the lineups out, they do have 4 lefties to 5 righties. If I could somehow get 6 right-handed bats in this fucking lineup, then I'm going to have to fuck. Oh, no, they have 4 lefties to 5 righties right now. If I could get them to go to 6 to 3, that favors Manoah, guys. That's when I can get the 6 right-handers. And you got to take in the fact that the Jays bullpen over the last 30 days is 27th with a 4.74. And another fact that Montoya's been fired. And it might not have to do with it, but I think it has a lot to do with a lot of the players speaking out loud, guys. And one of the guys that spoke out loud was Alek Manoah. And he got pulled at 83 pitches in the Oakland game. And he went on a post of Alcantara and went out there and said, words of him through his mouth, said, I'm 6'3", 240 pounds. I was built to pitch. Why ain't I being left out longer? Like, I'm built to pitch. And they're yanking this guy at 80, 90 pitches. So I expect them to start letting this guy go a lot more. Is that good? Is that bad? That's to be determined. But he wants it, and that's a good thing in my opinion. Definitely need the lineup. And the fact that it's a weak-ass fucking Royals lineup makes it tempting to want to play against the Royals. But I still need 6 righties in there for me to play against a different Royal team. Personally, so that's my look on him. And they have his K-prop at 7+ plus 102. His 6 is at a minus 150, and his fantasy scores at a 41.5 on Prize Picks. The other guy we got to talk about is Nathan Eovaldi. He's one of my favorite fucking guys to bet on, and a guy I'm just gonna have to kick back and wait. This is a pass spot, guys. At the end of the day, I do not bet on guys coming off the IL unless your name is fucking Max Scherzer. Other than that, guys, this is a wait and see and enjoy the game. If he goes out and lights them up, fucking great. Good for me. If he goes out and gets pounded in the face, that's good for me too. Why? As long as he's scheduled to make his next start, then I can bet on him. I don't give a fuck if he gets hit. I don't give a fuck if he gets fucking beat up. Same with Gausman yesterday. I had to pass on him. I did put him on some smaller parlays and played around with him, but it wasn't a main bet because he was coming off the IL. And you don't know how they're going to perform. He got hit hard, and he got his strikeouts barely. So that to me means as long as he's scheduled to make his next start, dude, he's super bet on again, guys. And that's what you need to wait and see. Yes, they can have a good game, but more often than not, they're going to get hit around, and that doesn't mean fade them the next time. That means bet on them the next time if they're making their next scheduled start. They haven't pitched in the big leagues in a while. It's like a hitter, like Manny Machado, taking 10 to 15 days off and then not going to a rehab assignment and walking straight in versus some fucking cutthroat motherfuckers, guys. So would I be surprised if he gets his K-prop? No, it's the Yankees. They swing for the fences, guys, and you're going to strike out when you're swinging for the fences. So just got to 32. 32. We don't need 22. So let's talk about the first fucking K-prop of the motherfucking day, guys. Let's get into number 22 himself. Yeah, that's legit fucking footage of me taking videos of him warming up. Like at the end of the day, me and my kids studied the fuck out of this guy because if you want to be great, guys, you need to what is that word? It's too big for me, but you need to pretend like you're them. Yeah, that sounded really juvenile. But wish I was juvenile. Woo, 400 degrees, baby. That's what it feels like when I can't run my fan because of the echo in this bitch. So We got fucking 20 minutes left of this show. Smash the fucking like, and we got 2K props that I bet in the next two games, and let's talk about them and why. Clayton fucking Kershaw, 6-2 with a 2.40 ERA in 11 games. He has a home 2.05 and a road 2.73 since coming off the IL, not counting in Colorado because in Colorado is just fucking bullshit and bansies. And so we're going to take the 3 games, not counting Colorado. He's gone 6+ innings with 7, 8, and 10 strikeouts. He pitched versus the Angels last year in Anaheim. 5 innings, 2 hits, 0 earned runs with 5 Ks. And now he gets the gift of all gifts from the gods? The fucking Angels? Woo-wee, when I take him back over 200 plate appearances, and I had to go back to June 19th to get 200 plate appearances versus these Angels, they are walking first in the league, 12.3%. Guess what? Clayton Kershaw don't walk people, bro. Let's get into the next part. They're striking out 27%. Oh, that's second in the league. Woo-wee. Okay, 246 average, 17th with a 20th OPS, 692, and a 0.99 ISO. They're just not hitting lefties, and they've been striking out the lefties. They've been striking out the righties a fuck ton more, but they've just been striking out a lot, guys. And at the end of the day, it's not just about, oh, these guys strike out a lot, so I'm going to be on them. And no. Let's drop it down to 15 days. So now where they're striking out 31.4% of the time, over 1 in every 3 batters, guys. Like, oh my God. And now you get one of the best left-handers in the motherfucking game? And he's on an elite level right now. Like, he's pitching at some of the best pitching he's done in a long time. Like, he's got a fucking 2.40 ERA right now. Okay, now we're going to tell you another story about Clayton Kershaw. So, story time with Sharpie. There's only 2 histories in the baseball who have 7 seasons with a 2.7 ERA or more as a starting pitcher. There's only 1 pitcher with 8 or more, and his name is Clayton fucking Kershaw. The only other pitcher to have 7 seasons with a ERA of 2.70 or under came at the end of his career, and he is one of the best pitchers I've ever watched pitch back in the 90s, and that's John fucking Smoltz, guys. So John Smoltz at the end of the year is the only other person in the history of baseball to do what Clayton Kershaw has done. So we're getting one of the best pitchers in baseball. We're getting him in a real nice fucking matchup. They had his K prop at 8+ at +133. I bet him at 6.5 -124 this morning. Too fucking easy. And his fantasy score is at 37.5. Do I want to max bet him? I said there may be a max bet. That is still to be determined if it's for this or my other guy. And I haven't pulled the trigger, guys, because I'm feeling really good about both these spots that I'm on today. Like, really, really fucking good. I mean, I always feel good, guys, but I'm looking to fucking smack these guys today. Yeah, I probably lost some juice on Kershaw. I'm not worried about juice when it hits at the end of the day, guys. So let's talk about the other guy. And I thought I wanted some Patrick Sandoval, and I wouldn't be surprised if he hits today. What I did get in this game last night that is no longer available is I got an under 4.5 at -135. When I seen that with these 2 pitchers, knowing my fucking team, knowing we struggle versus lefties, and this ain't no everyday lefty. This is a lefty with the best changeup from the left-handed side in all of fucking baseball, guys. This is a legit fucking lefty, guys. When he's on the top of his game, he's shut out. And when you got a guy like fucking Clayton Kershaw out there, you can end up with both pitchers on the top of your fucking game. So that's what happens, and that's what I expect to happen. So Patrick Sandoval is 3-4 with a 2.95 ERA in 14 games. Same home road splits. 5 of his last 6 games, he has allowed 2 earned runs or less. Like what? Like, okay, 5 out of the last 6, you've earned 2 earned runs or less, and you gave me a 4.5. Thank you, baby Jesus. So let's get into it some more. He played the Dodgers 2 times last year. May 7th, 3.1 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned run with 3 strikeouts. And August 6th, 5 innings, 7 hits, 2 earned runs with 4 strikeouts. Over the last 200 plate appearances, the Dodgers, and I had to pull that back to 6/24, June 24th, they are walking 11th in the league at a 9.3 walk percentage. They're striking out 12th in the league at a 23.5%. And .260 average, which is 12th in the league, and 12th OPS with an ISO of 152. So they're about middle of the pack versus lefties. And they put his K prop 6+ plus 100 at 5 on Prize Picks at a -189, and his fantasy scores at 26.5. Now, is Pablo Sandoval a strikeout pitcher? So let's do the math on him. When I look at the math on him, everything matches up to at least a strikeout per inning or more. The Dodgers project to put out 6 right-handed batters and 3 left-handed batters, and he averages 9.5 strikeouts per 9 versus lefties. He averages 10 strikeouts per 9 versus righties. He's got a home 10.5 strikeout per 9 compared to a 10.2 road. So we've got him at home where he averages a strikeout and a half per more. The Dodgers are projected to put out 6 right-handed bats where he strikes out a half more per inning. So realistically, by the numbers, you just need him to be out there 6 innings for 6 strikeouts. When really, I think he gets the 6 strikeouts in 5 innings because I know this team. I know my Dodgers, and they struggle versus the changeup. Blake Snell, his changeup was working really fucking good versus the Dodgers a few weeks ago, and he ended up with 12 strikeouts that day. So there's something telling me that I need to be on Patrick Sandoval, and I just haven't pulled the trigger yet because I'm probably going to go balls deep on my 2 plays today, and I mean balls deep. So at the end of the day, Mike Trout has not been rolled in or out yet, and so the lineups to me are but we're going to talk about props. No run first inning is at a -145, and bullpen-wise, we know the Dodgers pin has been good all year. Over the last 30 days, they have a 2.71 ERA, 4th in the league. Angels pin has been trash. I get it. They've been pretty fucking bad. But over the last 30 days, they are 15th, middle of the pack, and it's a 3.34 ERA. That's not as bad as what it seems. Now, their closer is fucking bad. That is a problem to me, guys. When a guy's fucking blowing at least 40% of his save opportunities, it's like, God damn, bro, what are you fucking doing? So it's hard for me to bet a full under in this game because of how bad the bullpen can be for the Angels. And like my boy Noli said, guys, like he can't even bet it because how good the Dodgers bats are, guys. He's like, I can't bet unders with how good these our guys are swinging the bat. So it is what it is. It's a spot I'm going to try to pick on because I know how we are versus lefties. And if Patrick Sandoval's changeup and fastball is anywhere near the zone today, he could have a really good fucking game. Now let's talk about some fucking hitting props. Mike Trout, if you go look at his fucking shit, like I said, he hasn't been rolled in or out. It's only going to show like 1 home run and 20 at-bats. Nah. He's got 2 other home runs versus him in all-star games, guys. So I thought I was going to get a steal and combined by looking at his 5+ bases. They're still screwing you at a +325. So it's not even really worth to play a Mike Trout. And then I looked at hits, runs, RBIs for some of the Dodgers guys. They had Mike Trout 2+ -122. Now that is a fucking steal if you think the guy gets a fucking home run. The +200 for the home run, go jizz on yourself, bro. Go fuck yourself. He gets 4+ hits, runs, RBIs with that home run. And I didn't even look what his 4+ was, but that would have been damn near as close as his +4 fucking as his home run prop. And you got multiple ways at the hits, runs, RBIs. So that would be the way I'd look at it. If you're looking at Mike Trout, look to ladder his hits, runs, RBIs. But on the other side, these are the guys I got to play. I am on Will Smith, hits, runs, RBIs, 2+ -130. Versus lefties, he's batting .317 compared to a .250. Slugging goes up from a .432 to a .580. And his OPS goes from a .780 to a .973. Middle of the pack bullpen. He hits lefties better than righties. I like my chances, especially with how hot Freddie Freeman is. That guy's on a 10+ game hitting streak. Will Smith is on a 7-game hit streak. In those fucking 7 games, he has 11 hits, 15 bases, and 8 RBIs. His hits, runs, RBIs is too low. -130, 2+. I had to bet it. On the other hand, Mookie Betts versus Sandoval, only 8 plate appearances, 2 walks, 3 hits with 1 extra base hits and a home run. His on-base percentage is at a .625. His hits, runs, RBIs is 2+ -179. Little juicy, but definitely worth a look on like a parlay piece to me, in my opinion. If he gets on base at all by a hit, Will Smith or Freddie Freeman will bring him fucking home at the end of the day, guys, at the end of the fucking day. So definitely worth a look on that parlay piece right there. My single bet, though, is Clayton Kershaw over 6.5 minus 124, and Will Smith 2+ hits, runs, RBIs minus 130. Please and motherfucking thank you. Woo! 80 fucking live, guys. We're fucking deep. This show's been getting bigger and bigger and bigger, guys. Without you guys, there ain't me. So I appreciate you. Shout out to the motherfucking chat. My guy, High Heat. Guillermo motherfucking Zertucci. Chiester Cat. My guy, Real Deal Prime. Real Deal Prime has been one of the goddamn soldiers of Pub Sports. Back when I was in the chats with Pub Sports, this guy would be the first motherfucking person here. And he's always the first motherfucking person in the UFC chats, guys. At the end of the day, if you ain't rolling with the UFC crew and you ain't with the boys on the Saturdays, you just don't like money. And if you don't like money, we can't be friends, guys. That's like one of my mottos on this show. And they do nothing but win. All they do is win, 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 no matter what. Shout out to my boy Liam. I believe it's 4 straight fucking weeks with the plus 500 prop he's giving out on the show. I know Big Show's been hitting ladder props like it's the goddamn thing to do. And my boy Danny Betts, I don't know if he's had a losing week in over 10 fucking weeks. So at the end of the fucking day, and I'm just mentioning a few, I know Billy's like, fuck you, Sharpie. Fuck you. You do well enough that you have your own packages for sale, my guy. You don't need much promotion. So those guys give out all their plays on the show. Even if they do have packages, they give them out on the fucking show for free. So tune the fuck in. It's early tomorrow and get to the fucking bacon. But don't forget to pop on over to my show. It's the 100th fucking day tomorrow. I'm doing something tomorrow. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I don't know if I'm drinking a bottle, if I'm bringing people on. I know it's a Saturday and there's a bunch of shit going on. So, yeah, JPZ's the guy too. LJ from Houston. If I left your fucking name out, it wasn't on purpose, guys.
Is it shoey time?
Oh, man, are we going to bring Nick on for a shoey? Or we're going to pull him off the UFC stream? I don't think he'll do that.
I don't know. I'll ask him. Well, he might hop over to do a shoey for you.
He might pop over, bro. Yeah, for the 100th day, bro, we got to get people on doing some shit. But we also have to get the okay from the boss, man, if we can do that on this show. Because it is sponsored by Prize Picks, and that's another reason why you don't see me cheaping on this show, guys. So, I do what I got to do. They never said a word about me cheaping on it, guys. You just got to be a little respectful at times. And, I want to keep the sponsorship. I don't want them to be like, man, this guy's got a foul mouth and these smokes. Let's just take out the smoking part because the foul mouth's going to fucking happen, guys. So at the end of the fucking day, we got one last game to talk about in only 8 minutes. So let's talking about all the bullshit and let's get to the last K-prop I bet. Brewers and Giants. Brandon fucking Woodruff versus Alex Wood. Obviously, by the way I read that, who the fuck we're on. Brandon Woodruff is 7-3 with a 4.01 ERA, 80 strikeouts, and does 61 innings of work. He does have a 2.2 ERA at home and a road 5.63. So now you're telling me we're going to go bet on Brandon Woodruff with a 5.63 road ERA? Well, first off, Brandon Woodruff wasn't Brandon Woodruff the first few months. Since coming off the fucking IL, 3 games, 16 innings, 4 earned runs with 27 strikeouts. 3 of those 4 earned runs were on a back-to-back. So this guy is fucking ice fucking cold, and ice cold is being good, guys. This guy is fucking bet on right now, and he's going into a team that's not bet on. Played the Giants last year, 2 games. The exact same fucking replica, guys. At the end of the day, in Milwaukee, 6 innings, 6 hits, 1 earned run with 8 strikeouts. Then he played them 22 days later. 22! Is that not a sign that I was talking about 22? And the 22 popped up on the screen, and I'm betting on number 22, Clayton Kershaw, today? There's too many deuces, bro. Deuces are fucking... So, yeah, I was getting a little too hyped up. But deuces are wild. He played them 22 days later. He went again, 6 innings, 5 hits, 1 earned run with 8 strikeouts. Like, oh, my God, everything was the fucking same other than 1 hit. Oh, Lord. 8 strikeouts. So let's talk about how these Giants are doing over the last 15 days. They are walking at third in the league at 11%. They're striking out fourth, 24.5% with a 193 average and a 601 OPS, 29th average, 29th OPS, and an ISO of 120. These guys are not fucking seeing the ball. This K prop is 7 plus, minus 145 on it. 6.5 on Prize Picks. Fantasy scores at 36.5. They bumped him to a 7 on Prize Picks, so I will be on his fantasy score at 36.5. These guys aren't hitting. He's gone 6 plus innings in every game since off the IL. This guy is humming. 9 strikeouts or more in every game since off the IL. And now he gets a team where he had 8 strikeouts in both games last year, and they're just not seeing the ball right now, guys. This is a beautiful spot. Not just that, let's do some math on Woodruff. Woodruff strikes out an absurd 15 strikeouts per 9 versus lefties to just 9 per 9 versus righties. His home road splits are pretty much the same at 12 strikeouts per 9 there. So what's the best thing about I just said? 15 Ks per 9 versus lefties. He's a right-handed pitcher who dominates the left-handed side, guys. Usually you get teams who load up left-handed bats versus a right-handed pitcher. That's the way of baseball. Giants are projected 6 left-handed bats and 3 right-handed spots. This is a smash spot on both of these spots for me today. The projections are just lining up to me for these guys to have great days. Now, do you want to ladder these guys? That's on you guys, but I cannot hate it if you did. I wouldn't be surprised if both. I will be doing a lot of action with these guys today, whether it's betting their normal prop like I already did or pulling them down one each and hooking them to a lot of fucking shit. I like to play the lotto with my props, guys. So I like to hit progressively. Like my boy Big Show plays the lotto for all plus money. I'll be playing the lotto for like minus 180 to minus 150 to even money type shit. And then I'll go to some plus money. But I'm trying to guarantee myself money at the end of the fucking day. And let's talk about a few hits that we got to talk about. But like I said, this is a smash spot for Woodruff and Alex Wood. This is a spot where I can get it if you're looking at them, but I personally ain't. I get it. The Brewers struggles versus lefties. I get it. 6-7 with a 4.4 ERA in 17 games. He has the same home road splits, but has played 3 more games on the road. He has only given up more than 3 earned runs 3 times since the beginning of May. So that's been 12 starts, guys, and this guy's been pretty fucking solid, guys. So this looks like another fucking under spot to me at the end of the day, but that's a whole nother opinion for a whole nother show and a different cap. We're here to talk about props. He did not play the Brewers last year. Another advantage fucking Alex Wood. Had to go back to June 19th for 200 plate appearances. They are walking third in the league, 12.2%. They're striking out 24%, 11th in the league with a 244 average, 745 OPS, and an ISO of 142. So they're about 18th in the league average OPS right now versus lefties. No run first inning is at a minus 150, and they put Wood's K prop 6 plus minus 108. 5.5 on Prize Picks, and his fantasy score is 26.5. Now, Alex Wood to me is going to need to be out there at least 6 innings for these 6 strikeouts, and these guys walking 12.2% is going to be detrimental to Alex Wood. Alex Wood is going to need the ground ball double play today because of how many walks I see him giving up. So I will pass on him preferably and bank my my money. Woo, I'm not going to die tomorrow if something happens. So, yeah, let's talk about some props because we got to cut this show because shit is going down today. Once again, guys, it's fucking jock or nothing for me, guys. He's a fucking stud versus stud right-handers. He loves high velocity. He got us a hit last night at minus 157. And once again, what are they doing? Putting his hit again at minus 157 versus Woodruff. He's 3 for 12 with 2 bombs, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts. You're going to have 5 strikeouts when you're swinging for that type of fucking power. He loves right-handed pitching. All but one of his home runs are from right-handers this year. So if you're looking at a over 1.5 home run prop on Jock, I don't hate it. But the hit to me is a fucking steal at a minus 164. His slugging goes up 100% and his OPS goes up 300% versus righties. Like I said, he loves him some fucking righties. Brandon Belt versus Woodruff is 2 for fucking 7, small sample size, but does have 2 bombs, and his 2+ bases is at plus 131. So Definitely a guy worth looking at if you're looking at a small sample value size home run, but he looked lost last night versus Corbin Burns, so I'm going to stay off. But one guy I'm going to have to put on and bet, which I know my guy right here is listening, and he's going to use him tonight. And my guy I'm talking about, Big Show. Christian Yelich, just to get a fucking hit, is minus 167. Why is this going to be locked to some shit today? Here and fucking why. He's batting 429 off Alex Wood. 33 plate appearances, only one fucking walk. 4 strikeouts, 13 hits. So why aren't we looking at it over 1.5, Sharpie? He only got 12 fucking singles. The fucker's got 12 singles and 13 hits. I'm not betting him to bust him open today. If he does even better, still cashes my fucking hit. No need to get greedy. When the guy shows me he's going to lead off, see 3 plate appearances versus him, and in 30 plate appearances, this guy's hitting him 5 out of fucking 10 or 4.5 out of 10 times. He's getting at least a fucking base hit today. What are you thinking? So Christian Yelich is the spot for me, guys. So shout out to you guys. Real quick fantasy. What we're going to talk about with prize picks is the guys I'm already going to be on in a way, guys, but they've done juice their K props up. So Brandon Woodruff's fantasy score up and over, please. It should be at 42.5, 41.5. Way, way off for a guy I have winning the game and going 6+ innings. Patrick Sandoval, way too fucking low for a guy who's given up 2 earned runs in 5 of his last 6 starts. And this is a team who doesn't hit lefties as they do righties. So Patrick Sandoval, I expect to go out there and compete with Clayton fucking Kershaw. And once again, Kyle Gibson, I think he's going into a favorable matchup. Yes, he doesn't pitch better on the road. Yes, he's gotten walloped by the Marlins 2 times on the road, but he also pitched really good versus the Marlins fucking about a month ago. And those numbers are drastically different to where they are now. They're just not hitting the ball to when they were hitting the ball, and he pitched well versus them. So this sits up for a nice spot for Kyle Gibson for me. So I am on Clayton Kershaw over 6.5 minus 124 strikeouts. I am on Woodruff over 6.5 minus 145, but I had to bet it at minus 152. But I was giving you the prop I wrote down in the morning with mybookie.ag. So shout out to you guys. Smash the fucking like if you haven't. And if you haven't gone over to Prize Picks, use promo code PUBSports. Why? Your first match deposit up to $100. They got you. So do us a favor. Do you a favor. Use that fucking promo code. And until next time, we're pulling their cheeks back and we're fucking them in the eye hole.